Now Faraday's second law, when same quantity of current is passed through two electrolytic solutions connected in series. We have taken two electrolytic solutions. Let us say this one is copper sulfate and this one is zinc sulfate, let us say ZnSO4. So when what I said you, when same quantity of current is passed through two electrolytic solutions connected in series, then let me first draw it this one, then I will tell you. This is positive, negative, positive, this is negative. Okay, as you can see it here. Fine. See, it is connected in series. So again I repeat, when same quantity of current is passed through two electrolytic solutions connected in series, the amount of substance deposited is directly proportional to its equivalent weight. The amount of substance deposited is directly proportional to its equivalent weight. Again I repeat, when same quantity of current or when same quantity of electricity is passed through two electrolytic solutions, as you can see I have taken zinc sulfate, copper sulfate, connected in series, you can see connected in series. The amount of substance deposited, that means the amount of copper deposited or the amount of zinc which is deposited, because that will get deposited, isn't it, is directly proportional to its equivalent weight. So amount of copper is directly proportional to equivalent weight of copper. Amount of zinc is directly proportional to equivalent weight of zinc. Now to remove the proportional sign, we take a constant, that is K here. Generally we take it as K. So weight of copper is equal to K into this. So K is equal to what we get it? That is weight of copper by equivalent weight of copper. Similarly here also weight of zinc is equal to K into equivalent weight of zinc. So K is equal to nothing but that is weight of zinc by equivalent weight of zinc. Now see, both are K, both are same. Alright, proportionality constant. So hence we can equate it both. So what we get it, that is weight of copper by equivalent weight of copper is equal to weight of zinc by equivalent weight of zinc. This is what we get it from Faraday's second law. Ultimately we can say that, suppose if I take this as solution A and this I take as solution B, then what I can say, instead of copper and zinc, what I can write, that is WA by EA is equal to WB by EB, we can say, or WA by WB is equal to EA by EB. We can get it in this way. This is a formula we get it ultimately from the Faraday's, that is second law of electrolysis, we get it, we can say that. Clear? So the amount of substance which is deposited is directly proportional to its equivalent weight. Fine. Now based upon this, we will come to some more formulas. We will simplify it still further. Okay. Now see here. So what is here Faraday's constant? You know the value is 96500 coulombs. How do we get it? Look here. Na, it loses an electron or Na plus, it gains an electron to form, what is that? Nothing but Na. Sodium ions, it gains an electron to form sodium. What you can say? Atom. How many it is? 1 mole. And here it's how much it is? 1 mole. We can say that 1 mole of electrons. See carefully. Now next is Ca 2 plus 2E minus will give you what? That is nothing but Ca. Clear? How many moles it is? 2 mole. But here it is how many mole? 1 mole. Fine. Al 3 plus 3 minus will give you what? Al. How many mole here? 3 mole. But here how many mole it is? 1 mole. Alright. So to deposit 1 mole of sodium you require 1 mole of electron. Deposit 1 mole of calcium you require 2 moles of electrons. To deposit 1 mole of aluminium you require 3 moles of electrons. Alright. Same 1 mole of what you can say atom to deposit you require different number of moles of electrons. You require different number of electrons. Alright. So hence, if I ask you, what is the charge of 1 mole of electron? What is the charge of 1 mole of electron? What you will say? That is, charge of 1 electron is 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Understood what I have asked you? What is the charge of 1 mole of electrons? I have asked you. 1 mole of electron. What is the charge? Total charge. So charge of 1 electron is this. And how many electrons is there in 1 mole? You know 6.023 into 10 to the power 3 electrons is there in 1 mole. Alright, if you multiply this, you will be getting the value to be as 96487 coulomb, which is equivalent to, for our numerical purposes, we take it as 96500 coulomb, which is nothing but considered to be as 1 Faraday. Which is considered to be as 1 Faraday. We get it? 96487 coulomb. We take it as nearest round up, we round it up to 96500 coulomb, which is known as 1 Faraday. In this way, this is a charge of 1 mole of electrons. So we can say that. That means, what we find is, to deposit 1 mole of any metal, we require the different number of moles of electrons. Hence, from here we can say Q is equal to N into F. This is 1 mole, the charge of 1 mole of electron, it is how much? 1 Faraday. Here, how many Faradays we get it then? 2 Faradays. Here it is 2, N is 2, see, 2 Faradays. Here it is 3 moles, means how many Faradays? 3 Faradays. So N value is here 3. So hence we can say Q is equal to N into F. Alright, all of you. Here it is, F is what? The charge of 1 mole of electrons. How much it is? 96500 coulomb. So this is 1 mole of electron. Here it is 2 mole. That means 2 into 96500. 3 moles means 3 into 96500. So N mole means N into 96500. So hence instead of that we can say Q is equal to N into F. Finished. Alright, in this way we got it, the formula. Now, next. So, after that, from here itself, see, listen carefully the statement now. That is, we know that is 1 Faraday. 1 Faraday is required to deposit 1 gram equivalent of a particular substance. 1 mole in terms of molecule it is say 1 mole, but in terms of that is ions, what we say? 1 gram equivalent. Alright, listen carefully. To deposit 1 gram equivalent, we require, that is nothing but 1 Faraday, 1 mole of electrons. That means there is a relationship between electrochemical equivalent and equivalent weight. Again I repeat, to deposit, that is 1 gram equivalent of any substance, how many moles we require? That is, we require, how many moles of electrons we require? 1 mole of electron. This is nothing but known as what? 1 Faraday, which is 96500 coulombs. So deposit 1 gram equivalent, because 1 mole we got it now, 1 mole of Na, and 1 mole of Ca, 1 mole of Al. Suppose if you take in terms of ions, then one will say 1 mole of Na plus, 1 mole of Ca2 plus, 1 mole of Al3 plus. To deposit 1 mole, alright, or 1 gram equivalent of any substance, that is the amount of charge which is required is 1 Faraday, that is 96500 coulomb. That means there is a relationship between equivalent, that is weight, and electrochemical equivalent. There is a relationship between Z and E. So what is that? That is Z is equal to E by 96500. That is Z is equal to E by F. We can say that because this is 1 Faraday. Alright, E stands for what? Equivalent weight, and Z stands for electrochemical equivalent. Now we got this particular formula. Now you will be using this formula here. Now we know that from the first law, W is equal to Z into Q. Now instead of Z, I can write E by F. Just now I said it, E by F into Q. Now E by F. Now Q I can write it as I into T. Alright, I into T. So I can write E is equal to I into T. Now what is E stands for? E is the equivalent weight. Equivalent weight is what? Nothing but atomic weight by valency. With that we know it, because it's an atom, element. So what is the equivalent weight of an element? You have studied in the lower classes. Atomic weight by valency. Alright, into I into T. So ultimately we got the formula W is equal to this. It's a very very important formula. That is W is equal to atomic weight of the element by valency into I into T. We can say that. In this way we can calculate whatever is being unknown to us. Clear? So this is from the Faraday's laws we got this particular formula. Thank you very much.